Hi, hello, and welcome back to F1 Challenge VB. My name is Mephisto, and our epic journey through the history of Formula 1 continues today with the sixth round of the 1951 season, the German Grand Prix. It was held on the 29th of July. It had 27 entrants, 23 of which took part in the race, and there were a total of 11 retirements. The race consisted of 20 laps, which were completed in 3 hours, 23 minutes, and 3 seconds. Ascari started the race from pole with Gonzalez second, Fangio third, Farina fourth, and Villoresi fifth. The race was won by Alberto Ascari. Fangio came in second just 30.5 seconds later. Gonzalez finished third, 4 minutes 39 seconds behind the leader. Villoresi finished fourth, 5 minutes 50.2 seconds down. And rounding up the top 5 was Piero Taruffi, who was 7 minutes 49.1 seconds behind, whilst the fastest lap was a 9 minute 55.8 second lap posted by Juan Manuel Fangio. Today we find ourselves at one of the most iconic racetracks in the world, the Nürburgring Nordschleife. Dubbed the Green Hell by Sir Jackie Stewart, it is a circuit that most certainly lives up to its namesake, being just over 20 kilometers long with over 90 turns and an elevation change of 300 meters. This twisting track is going to put you to the test with fast sweeping turns, blind corners, and a constantly changing surface, all on a relatively narrow racetrack. This truly is a test of your ability, courage, and patience. Treat it well and it will reward you. Treat it badly and it will bite you when you least expect it. And here we are in qualifying, coming around this left-hander towards the end of the lap where I enter the corner way too fast, go wide, crash into the fence and lose my front right wheel. And this is the the corner on the track where I have most of my accidents on this circuit. I don't know why, but I always manage to misjudge my speed through there. I really don't know what's going on. But yeah, so that's the end of qualifying. And here we are for the grid walk. We have the Grafenried on pole amazingly, Ascari second, Villoresi third, Juan Manuel Fangio is down in fourth, and rounding up the top 5 is Nino Farina. Next we have Luis Chiron in sixth, Roland Gonzalez is seventh, Fagioli eighth, Piero Taruffi is ninth, Rudy Fischer 10th, Louis Rosier 11th, Felice Benetto 12th, Peter Walker 13th, Consalvo Sanesi 14th, Johnny Claes 15th, Cabantu 16th. In 17th we have Robert Manzo, followed by André Pilet in 18th, André Simon 19th, and finally Andy Higgs down in 20th with no lap time, unfortunately. So yeah, here we are at the German Grand Prix. I'm very very nervous, uh, especially considering that I crashed in qualifying and I didn't even post a lap time, didn't even start my flying lap time. But yeah, here we are. Interesting little fact for you guys. There hasn't been a race here until 1951 since before World War II. In fact, the last time anyone raced here was in 1937. Then obviously the war came and no one raced. No racing anywhere in the world, really. And it is only now in 1951 that the Nordschleife is being raced on again. As we gain 2 positions here, we saw one of the Ferraris there, Luigi Villoresi, was off the track and slowing everyone down as I'm now trying to overtake Cabantu, and we move up into 17th as we drive down that long straightaway. And now we are taking a look at the start. Very slow start, trying not to crash into anyone. Gained a position right off the bat as I overtook, was it Simon, I believe? And there we see André Pilet in the other Simca Gordini. And there at the side of the track we see the red Ferrari which is slowing everyone down because there's, well, waved yellows around here and I'm trying to keep it smooth. A bit further down I'm chasing after Andre Pilet. We are now up in 15th. I managed to overtake a couple of cars while we were watching that little replay. So we're after Andre Pilet and Johnny Clays in the yellow Talbot logo there. A little bit later on, Andre Pilet seems to lose control of his Talbot logo, and I crash into him unwillingly, really. Luckily, my car is actually intact, so I can still drive. There's no damage done, so that's okay. Then a little bit later on, again, I try to overtake Johnny Glazer, but I think I was a little bit too over optimistic and over opportunistic even, and I ended up going up the embankment there. Again, luckily, my car is okay. And now coming the first time through the carousel, an absolutely horrendous job of that carousel. That's not the way you go through there, but well, that was quite embarrassing. Couple of corners later, and Piero Taruffi is out of the race, so we shall move up into 13th, it seems. This is only lap 1, so we have our first official retirement, it seems. And here we have Piero Taruffi coming around behind the red and white Maserati, crashes into the fence, loses his front left wheel as Peter Walker comes around to overtake him. And we also have Andre Pilet in the Talbot Lago in the same uh, area of the track, loses control of the car, doesn't seem to damage it, but however, he backs off the track to the side there and decides that it is better to retire than to continue. I'm not again, I'm not entirely sure why, because his car looks intact. As we now come through this winding section, approaching the area where I have a lot of problems with controlling my car. Well, where I crash a lot. And Consalvo Sanesi is out of the race as well here. Wow. As we come around to finish the lap there. And here he is in his Alfa Romeo, coming around, followed by a few cars. Oh, and we don't see the crash, but we see the aftermath. He lost his front left wheel, so that's the end of Consalvo Sanesi as we start our second lap here, chasing after Toulot de Graffenried, who lost a lot of places considering that he was starting from pole. He's about 17 seconds up the road, so we need to push quite hard before we can get up to him. And now, coming through the carousel for a second time, slightly better line this time, but still not the best. And there I make a bit of contact with the fence. Luckily, my suspension is still intact. Now coming around to finish lap 3, and the Graffenried is very slow out of that final section. In fact, all AI is very slow in that section. I don't understand why, as we now chase after teammate Peter Walker, who just overtook Louis Chiron, so now we're chasing after Chiron, who's just about 1 second ahead. Later on, the Graffenried manages to overtake us by cutting the track. Very naughty of him, but there's no penalty, it seems, anyway. Not like the AI ever gets penalties for stuff like that. Later on, I challenged the Graffenried for another overtake. However, his Maserati is faster than my BRM, so it didn't really stick. Hopefully, we'll get another chance soon enough. How soon, I don't know. And I go for a overtaking maneuver right where I challenged Johnny Clayton, didn't manage to, but I managed to overtake the Graffenried there, so we move up into 10th, and we are chasing after Louis Chiron now, who was almost 3 seconds up the road, and now we overtake Louis Chiron and move up into 9th. Next is Rudy Fischer in the Ferrari. I think it's a Ferrari, can't really see it from behind. Yes, it is a Ferrari. I see the prancing horse there. We are right on its gearbox. Well, almost. Now, coming into the carousel for a third time, Louis Chiron forces me out of the bowl, which is very, very dangerous. That could have ended both of our races, really. You don't try to overtake anyone through the carousel. That's just insane. Little bit later on, I challenged Chiron once again and not really sticking it there. Braked a bit hard because I was afraid of crashing into the Ferrari there. Later on, still, I try my luck again at overtaking Louis Chiron, and hopefully this time I'll actually make it stick, and it seems that I am. So hopefully at one point we will also overtake Rudy Fischer there. It would be nice, however I don't think so, as we come on the long fast straight, and again you saw how much he slowed down, and even I slowed down just to avoid um, crashing into him, but he slowed down a lot through there. I don't know why the AA doesn't like that section of the track. Next, on lap 4, Gonzalez loses control of his Ferrari, and I obviously make full use of that and overtake him. So we move up into 7th, chasing after Peter Walker, who is in 6th now. Coming into the mini carousel this time, on lap 4, still chasing after Peter Walker, who is kind of sitting at the kind of keeping the same distance to us, and here we see Cabantu and his Talbot Lago coming around up the hill and pulls to the side and retires from the race. I don't know what happened because I didn't see any crash. I didn't see him hit anything, so there might be a mechanical failure. And here we see Johnny Clays coming around, smoke coming out of his engine, so that's definitely a mechanical failure. I'm suspecting that Cabantu had something similar, maybe a suspension problem, maybe gear problems or something of that nature. And we're still Gonzalez managed to uh, overtake us while we was or watching that, so I've fallen down to 8th. And as we come last into these last couple of corners of the track, again you saw how much Gonzalez slowed down through there. I kind of crashed into him. Luckily, both our cars are okay at the moment, and I retake 7th and am chasing after Peter Walker once again. And coming through this very dangerous right-hander, it's very easy to lose the car through there. It's as I tried to overtake Peter Walker, and I actually managed to do that. So we move up into 6th, one place below points. Maybe we could somehow reach the points. We are now on lap 5, less than 2, a little over 2 laps left really. As I come through this left-hander, I go very wide. I try to go as fast as I could through there. I guess I was a bit too optimistic about my speed through there. I crashed into the fence and lost my front right wheel. And it wasn't even the corner where I generally crash on this circuit, so it's quite embarrassing considering how close we were to the end. Here we have Rudy Fischer in his Ferrari coming around these corners, and we see there smoke coming out of the back end of the car. So his engine is absolutely toast. And here I am in my BRM, followed by Peter Walker. I wanted to go as fast as I could through there. I guess I was a bit way too optimistic for my own good. Went wide, hit the fence, and ended my race prematurely. Also on lap 5 we saw is Robert Manzo retired from the race. He lost control of the car there, of his Simca, and I don't see any damage. He didn't hit anything, but even so, he still decided to retire. And now we see Luigi Villoresi, who is coming through this right-hander, loses control of the car. Again, I don't see any damage. However, he still decided to retire from the race. So yeah, that is the end of the German Grand Prix for us. Unfortunately, very, very embarrassing considering that we were a little over 2 laps away from the uh, end. However, I will say this, I didn't expect to even get this far in the race, so I guess there's a good and a bad in this situation. But yeah, not entirely happy, but oh well. On lap 6, we see Peter Walker coming into the pits for some reason. Again, I don't understand it because I've turned off fuel and tire wear, so why is he coming into the pits, especially on the final lap of the race, is a mystery we will not know. And there he goes, retiring from the race. And amazingly, Juan Manuel Fangio comes around to finish the race, his first ever victory and his first points of the season. Unfortunately for him, he had to wait until the sixth round of the race, and there we see he also posted a fastest lap, which is very good for him. But I think that it is a bit too late for Fangio to try to um, fight his way in the championship. And you saw there I've put the names of the teams each driver drove for. That was something one of my viewers suggested. A viewer by the name of Scandinavian. So thanks to you, he also suggested something else, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, this is the end of the German Grand Prix. Slightly disappointing for Andy Higgs, but overall it was good considering that I generally crash on the first or second lap. So being able to hold it up until lap 5 was actually an achievement for me. So hooray, I guess. Anyway, here are the career statistics. Andy Higgs has participated in 13 Grand Prix. His best start is 5th, has no pole positions yet, has posted one fastest lap, best finish is 1st, has 4 wins, out of which one is at the Indianapolis 500, no championships won yet, has a total of 49 points, 5 retirements, has experienced 258 out of 363 total laps, has 3 bronze trophies, 4 gold trophies, and as an extension 4 podiums. So looking at the career standings, I had to make a change, also suggested by Scandinavian. He said that I shouldn't have given Louis Chiron any points in the French Grand Prix, considering that he didn't finish 90% of race distance, and I actually agreed, so I took away the 3 points he gained there and gave back his 2 points from Belgium, and as such he has fewer points, but Andy Hicks still leads the championship. Fagioli moves up into second. Louis Chiron drops into third. He would have dropped anyway, with or without the change to his points. Nino Farina is fourth, with Piero Taruffi rounding up the top 5. And Juan Manuel Fangio finally manages to score some points. Unfortunately, as I said, I think this is a bit too late for him to recover his championship. It looks like either Higgs or Fagioli might win this one. But yeah, that is the end of the German Grand Prix and the end of this video. Again, not too happy, but not too upset either. Could have been better, but it definitely could have been a lot worse. Our next race will be the Italian Grand Prix. A big race for a lot of the drivers here, a lot of Italian drivers. Obviously, we have 3 Italian teams, so they will all be looking to do very well there. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to vote for next season's team, link in the description. And as always, stay sharp.